Hello, 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 and welcome back to Unfriendly Banter with our first podcast for 2026. The team here has been on a hiatus for about a month now. I think everyone's just been busy with work and Christmas holidays and travels and everything. But very excited to be back. Very excited for having witnessed a glorious last 15 20 days of Premier League action. Taking some victory sips, bro.
You went from 2 point gap to
Went from
six
two
point
point
gap in
gap
7 days.
in 7 days to going from 2 points to six point gap. It's been glorious. But yeah, we have a few topics for you today. We can start with, we might have to do a little bit of a generalized Premier League roundup because we want to cover like the first half of the season. We want to talk about today's games, yesterday's games, the latest week's Premier League games, and then we also want to talk a little bit about managerial issues at Chelsea, Liverpool, not Liverpool, sorry, Manchester United.
And Liverpool
Big
too,
things
yeah.
brewing. Yeah, well, I'd rather keep my mouth shut about Liverpool, but yeah, we've got a lot
That's
to
a
cover.
first.
So let's start with this week's games, and then we'll get into some thoughts about the first half of the season. Maybe is that okay? Sounds good. This week, actually, let me pull up what games we had this week. I keep forgetting. Most of them were just draws.
Yesterday or the January 1st games, they were all draws, which is nuts.
Nobody
3
wanted
of
to
them were
lose
like
in
0
the
0
first
draws or
of the.
something.
No, 7 games were draws in the December 30th and Jan 1st game week.
Good God.
Game week 19, 7 out of 10 games were draws. Didn't look like anyone wanted to win or get
Everybody's in
spoiled.
that holiday mood.
Yeah, or they just were too scared about spoiling their new year and they didn't want to win, I think. I don't know.
Uh,
But yeah, let's start with Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest. I don't think there were any surprises there. Everyone should have expected Villa to have bounced back after the walloping we gave them. So someone had actually put up this status saying, "Hey, I didn't watch the match today, but based on this photo of Unai Emery shaking hands, looks like Aston Villa won. It seems." I was like, "What? That is so funny."
yeah, I mean,
What an
he lost a little bit of
absolute cunt.
respect from regular folks who actually don't have any, dog in the fight.
Skin in the game, yeah.
Yeah, it looked like you
an
could have
absolute
waited
ass.
like maybe a couple more seconds. And then why do you
did
have to lie
wait.
about it? Yeah.
He didn't wait. He just wanted to just get out of there because I think he's just still bitter about the fact that he got fired by Arsenal, and it's just I don't think he's taking it really well. But anyway, who gives a shit? Suffer in mediocrity. You can't.
That game aside, I mean, it's okay. They beat you at their home. You beat them at your home. So there's nothing bad about Aston Villa just because of that game.
I
they're
like
down and
Aston Villa as
about.
a team. They're a
Even
really good team.
yeah, so I think they were sitting in the second position until the
After
City
yesterday.
game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So hey,
I mean, even
they're
now
level
they're
of
like
points with
only
City
on.
now. Yeah.
They're only down on goal difference. So I really like the team. I like him as a manager, but not at Arsenal. I genuinely think he's a really good Premier League top 5, top 7 club manager, but nothing beyond that. But what he did was just pathetic, man. Like it's just reeked of sore loserness against Arsenal. He didn't have to end the year like that. Especially after
That's
what a
true.
great run he's had. It's okay to have lost one game in the Premier League. It wouldn't have killed him. But anyway.
Let me ask you this question. Say we go through the entire season and Arteta doesn't win anything this time around. Okay. And there is, of course, like just like last season, there's going to be talks that, hey, Arteta, probably we deserve somebody else, not Arteta. And at that point, would you take Emery as Arsenal coach again? If there is some kind of an interest from the Arsenal board that okay, now Emery is better. You've shown it with Aston Villa now, not just Villarreal. So there's a chance that he could be doing much better with the Arsenal squad. And what do you think?
If Arsenal do get rid of Arteta, I think they're the dumbest people on earth. And there's a very good reason I'm telling you this, right? It strikes me even more right now that you look at all Premier League winning teams, apart from Pep, right? All Premier League winning managers. Unless you're a Fergie or a Pep, the sustainability of winning a Premier League and taking that into the next season and continuing that performance, none of these managers have the balls to do it. I understand Arteta has not won anything, but it just shows, like with how bad Liverpool are, it just shows you how great a consistency this manager has brought into this club. We were 8th. We were 36 points the season that he started, because he started middle of the season. I'll give him a waiver there. But we were 36 points off the leader on the season that he started, which we won the FA Cup, right? From there, to now getting the team to be continuously fighting for the title year in, year in, year out for 4 years now. And having seen even Pep not able to do that last season, well, this bald fellow is one waste. Like, I don't even rate him. Like, just useless this Liverpool is, right? It's just waste, right? Like, it just shows you what a great job Arteta has done. And it's a matter of, if it's not this year, it will happen, dude. That's just it. We will get bantered for not winning, and everyone will be like, oh, yeah, winning is the only thing that counts. But you cannot take away the fact that this is one person who's improved this club tremendously. There's no two ways around it, dude. Like the league
There's only
team,
one
the
other
league team,
manager. There's only one other manager outside Pep and Arteta who have steadily delivered and consistently gave results for a team. That's Unai Emery for Aston Villa over the last 4 seasons, if I'm not wrong, 3 seasons at least. He consistently he had enough points. If you put all the games together over the last 3 seasons, he's in the top 4. So, and
which is
with
fine.
probably 1/3 or 1/4 of a budget of what Arteta has spent. Yeah.
Completely true. I'm not disagreeing, but there is a huge difference where you are fighting on multiple competitions at the same time, right? You're going to the quarterfinals. Next year, you improve and you go to the semifinals of the Champions League, and you're consistently fighting for the title. That pressure is completely different for a first-time manager compared to what Unai Emery is. It's his sixth or seventh club for him at this point, right? And he's an experiment that has been tried in a big club. He's been tried. It's not like this. He's never had the opportunity and he's been unlucky, right? So I personally don't rate him even more so only because I've seen what he did to our club after Wenger left. I agree. Wenger gave him a shit squad, but he was backed by the leadership. He was given the players he wanted, and consistently the performances were so dreadful. He was the manager. Was he? Yeah, he was the manager in 2018 when we conceded 31 shots against Wolves. We took 31 shots that Wolves had in one game. And in the 88th minute, we needed to win. Like, we needed 2 goals to win, and he's passing it among the defenders.
2018, that means they would have been newly promoted at that time.
Something around that. And we
Yeah.
were clobbered. I clearly remember I think I was in India just after my marriage, and I saw that. I was like, what is happening, man? Like, this is ridiculous what is happening. He did not inspire an ounce of joy for me when he was my manager of my football club. I cannot say that about Arteta.
Yeah.
Yes, Arteta needs to deliver, no two ways around it, but I would not go anywhere near that mess that is Unai Emery anymore. Good for him, he's doing well in Aston Villa, good for him. Good for Aston Villa. Stick with it. We'll see where you land up next season, because every year this is the same story. They'll do first half, they'll do the same thing where they'll compete, and then eventually towards the tail end of the season, they'll flop out. Last season also they did this. They were like 6 points behind the leader, and then they ended up like 28 points behind, or something like that happened. And I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
injuries.
I'll keep it.
They had some critical injuries, and
So it's
this
every club goes
weird
through
as
injuries, right?
wait, when did Durant leave? Durant leave in the middle. Left in the middle of the season. right?
Last season, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, you had the money. Durant didn't go for free.
Yeah,
right?
sure, but they
Had the money.
weren't. It's not just up to Unai Emery to get
I'm just
that
saying.
striker. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Nah, I'm just saying. I do think he's a really good manager, but for a top 5, top 7 club. Will he be an improvement on Ruben Amorim? 1000%. And he should look to get the United job.
One could argue that Arteta is also just top 5 manager. He's not won anything, so technically he's just okay. He can manage a good team and just stay up there between
There's
2
a
and
big
5.
difference, dude. There's a big difference. No manager in the first 10 years of his managerial career has won a title till now. No one. In the top 5 leagues. Yeah. In the
What are you
first
talking
10
about?
years of your managerial career, no one's won it.
You
So, if you take,
literally
for
won it the
example,
first time around. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we keep Pep aside, dude. Like, that guy's one anomaly. Just keep him aside. Just keep him aside. Just like,
Ruben Amorim.
Ruben Amorim, I said top 5 leagues. I'm not counting this garbage
Sure, okay, my bad.
Portuguese
Yes,
leagues.
yes.
Garbage Portuguese leagues. No, I'm not counting. We're seeing the
I
quality.
apologize.
Anyway, but yeah, I wouldn't. I really hope Arsenal don't make such mistakes. I do.
That's
I
a
do
weird
believe
tangent, but sorry, yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So I do hope that we continue to stick with this manager.
Yeah, fair enough. The next I would say something to discuss is City versus Chelsea game that just ended.
Wait, no. Let's get to the big one. Wolves winning finally.
Oh my god, yes.
How bad are West
No,
Ham,
they didn't
dude?
win. They didn't win. They drew.
What are you
Who are you talking about? Not United.
Wolves and West Ham.
Right? West Ham. Oh, it's okay. That's a proper relegation battle. Anything can happen
Dude,
at that point of time. So it's
think,
okay.
dude, I feel so bad for who's West Ham's manager.
No.
No, Santo. I feel so
He
bad
deserves
for him,
better, yeah.
man. He was doing so well at Forest. Now he left. They are in the relegation battle. He's taken over West Ham. They are in relegation. How do you lose to Wolves 3-0?
It'll be weird at the end of the season. West Ham actually leapfrogs Nottingham Forest, and eventually it gets out of the relegation, and Forest goes into the relegation. I
They're
would
4 points
like that
behind them.
so much.
They're 4 points behind Forest right now.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
I think
I
they
mean,
have a
if they-
head-to-head remaining in the season.
sure.
But oh my God, Wolves can't come out of relegation now. Can they? No,
I
right?
think it's very difficult.
It's too much.
We
I feel
thought
it's too much.
Southampton was bad last time. This is even worse.
But to be very honest with you, at least in the last 4 or 5 games, Wolves are actually playing really well.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
Oh my God. They
against
gave
United-
us a really tough time. They gave United a really tough time.
yeah, Arsenal also they had a
Yeah,
difficult time to
exactly.
actually get
That's the
through
first
them,
thing I said. Yeah, even I don't think they were bad against Liverpool as well. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not a sad team, dude.
I mean, if Florian Wirtz scored against you, I think you are pretty bad at this point. Yeah.
Isn't that like a deflection shot or something?
No,
Oh,
it's just a regular goal. It's okay. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I remember the 9 or 10 man Wolves or whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, Bournemouth Arsenal.
Hmm.
I want to
I
talk
mean,
about this, man. Yeah, you go.
Actually,
You start.
It's a double game impact at this point. So where we were before Aston Villa game with Arsenal was concerns, worries, because they were only getting own goals or corner goals. Open play goals were not happening so much. And then we were all discussing, hey, this is not sustainable. We are just scraping through 1-0, 2-1. Somehow we're getting by and we're getting the results. And then Aston Villa game came. First half, Aston Villa did look like, okay,
They should have scored. Watkins somehow.
Yes.
How we missed
High
that, I
XG
don't know.
shots. So many high XG shots were like completely missed over there.
Yeah.
And then second half comes around. I don't know what Arteta said in the dressing room, but it just worked. A goal came through from a corner, yes, but after that, they just did not let Villa breathe 1 second.
Yeah,
And the only time they had some opportunities was like late in the
I
injury
think at
time or
that point
something
we
like
were
that.
just done also. 4-1,
Yeah.
and 4-0. The funny thing was their first shot on target came in the 94th minute. I'm like, what
Thanks to
is
Watkins,
this? Yeah, thanks to Watkins. But I was like, wow, dude, that is insane. How do you keep a title challenger out for 93 minutes in a game, man? It's
Yeah, it was-
insane.
Defensively, this was an absolute masterclass, especially in the second half. Right, first half you suffered so much so that the midfield was completely bypassed when Aston Villa.
There
was
is
playing.
no midfield only in that
Nothing
game.
there. It's just end to end pretty much, and Aston Villa was having a good time, and they would have gone into the dressing room thinking that, oh, okay, this is going to be a good game for us. We're going to come through, but it didn't go their way anyway. And then the Bournemouth game came. It is kind of similar. Like, yes, Bournemouth scored first, but Arsenal never looked like, they were concerned or something like that. They were playing the same way. Rice held everything and he got a brace. Good that, he can actually show some goals for the effort he's put in there. And even the last goal, Arsenal fans were probably the only ones who would be like, okay, yeah, this is going to be like a kitchen sink time, so we need to clench our asses at this point. But it did not look like they were under any threat. They just controlled the game very cleanly, and then the game was over. But I did not like two things. Number one, Merino not getting sent off in the Villa game. Yeah, he should have gotten double yellow in the game, like 60th. By then, Arsenal were 2-0 up, so they would have seen the game through. It's okay. That's not a problem. But it's not like a game-changing thing. Even now, Bournemouth were in the final minute. Semenyo was about to put in the cross with the keeper in the box, and this guy blows the whistle. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the reason for that is because there were two things for that. One was because when Semenyo crossed the ball, put the ball in, right? Let me take a step back. 4 minutes added time, right? 92nd minute, Adley comes and puts his head in between Gabriel's armpits and he's hoping for a penalty. He wasted like some 40 seconds there only. We didn't do shit. He just came, put his head there, and he was technically he should have been sent off for that because that's fabricating play. Let's keep that aside. Right?
That's not fabricating play, man. That's not dive.
Dude, he's trying to deceive the referee in a game which could have changed the course of the title, man. That of course is you're cheating at that point. You're essentially cheating at that point because the ball was nowhere near you. I understand if the ball was there and you're trying to go for it and you make it look like you tried something. I understand. This fellow is like 1 kilometer away from the ball. He's coming and putting his head in front of inside Magalhaes' armpit, and he's like, "Oh, I want penalty." So they wasted like 30-40 seconds there. Okay. The other thing was When Semenyo took the throw in, right, the clock had already crossed 94. Okay. So when Rice headed the ball out and when it went to Semenyo's feet again, it was 94-16. I have a screenshot to prove it. So it's
So
well past the
come
94
on.
minutes.
94 minutes is not the maximum. It's the
It's
least amount of
minimum.
time
I
you're supposed to be
understand.
giving. Yeah.
I understand that. But again, there was no big stoppage of play that would dictate the fact that oh, this had to be another 1 minute of play. I'll give you the fact that yes, if I was in the other side, I would have been aggravated because I wanted to see. But again, at that point, you have to give us credit for the fact that we would have seen this out. Right? Okay, it could
Maybe,
have been,
maybe not.
maybe
Yeah.
not. Okay, fair enough. Right? I was in a Twitter rabbit hole yesterday, hundreds of people complaining about that. But I'll tell you something, there's only one person who will complain about that Gabriel Magalhaes goal that Hinkapi was fouling someone is Avinash. Kept giving me absolute rubbish the whole day saying PGMOL, 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 PGMOL. He's the only human among 8 billion people who complained. I was like, what is this guy? Why is he gone on one tirade? Like one tirade here is going on and on and on and on and on. I'm like, what happened, dude? No one on earth is complaining about that. Only this fellow. But comedies, I was like, okay, I'll just wait it out. Comedies today, VAR has beautifully changed the position of this fellow's feet only in this
Dude, yeah,
goal.
we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Oh my God.
I'm just saying
Disgusting.
karma is a bitch, dude. Just saying karma is a bitch.
Shit,
I
yeah, I
was
wish
like,
Avinash would
I
say,
would,
yeah.
I got up, I sat and saw the match, and I was like itching to tell him, okay, I wanted to give him payback, but then I was like, okay, what is the whole point of this? There's no
No, but
point.
he himself agreed anyway. So on the chat, he
I
did
don't care
agree
if
that,
you're
yeah, bro,
agreeing
this
or
looks
not,
like
but the
it's
point
offside.
is
Yeah.
I don't give a shit whether you agree or not. The
Sure.
point
Yeah.
is, you blatantly say you're the only human being in the world, by the way. Go and check Twitter. Not one other person has ever said anything about this. He's only a fellow who wanted to rile me up or I don't know what mood he was in, but he wanted to rile me up and do something. I was like, okay, you have your day. I'll have my day. I have my team won. I'm happy with that. But yes, I will give you. I will give you. Merino should have seen a second yellow. But if you're talking about that, then Semenyo should have seen a second yellow. Adley should have seen a yellow. How that Gabriel Jesus leg holding was not given a yellow. How that was not given a. You know the worst part was go and see the replay of that. Okay, honestly, go and see the replay of that. You can see an acre of space in front of Jesus.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. I
I
mean,
have no two ways about. I have no two reservations about the fact that I'm telling you that Gabriel Jesus could have gone and scored there
no,
because there was so much open space.
no.
I'll share the video
There
with you.
were also the defenders coming through. That's okay. I
I
understand that.
mean,
But
if you're saying Semenyo could have scored because the game stopped early, I can also say
no. I was
Gabriel
not
could have
saying that
scored.
the claim here is not that they would have scored. The claim here was that in the interest of the game, the spirit of the game, you do not blow the whistle when it is
Fair
like
enough.
the keeper is in the
Fair.
box and
Oh,
you're trying
fair
to put in
enough.
one last attempt. For the
Fair
spirit of
enough.
the game, that's all. Yeah, we're not saying that Bournemouth was robbed just because the whistle was blown over there.
No,
But
no, I'm just saying fair
yeah,
enough. But if you're saying that, I'll also say a corollary that Gabriel Jesus would have had a good shot on target. Because at that point, the game is so stretched that everyone's trying to do something and get a winner, or make ourselves more comfortable. Bournemouth were trying to get an equalizer. But anyway, I don't think even if Merino had been sent off, the game would have infinitely changed
maybe not.
in
Yeah,
Aston Villa's
yeah,
favor.
yeah.
Because again, we would have just added and removed an attacker and put in a defender, and I think we would have been good. Okay, maybe it wouldn't have been 4-1, it would have been 4-2 maybe. Yeah, that's as much as I can give Aston Villa for how bad they were in the second half.
Yeah. No, but even I did not like that in terms of the officiating of the game. Both
They are not consistent, man.
the Gabriel's leg pull, the whistle, Gabriel, the Arsenal centre back Gabriel, not getting a yellow for stopping one of the most critical counter attack at that point of time. He didn't see any yellow at that point.
Which game are
So
you
many.
talking about?
Is it the same Bournemouth game?
Oh, okay.
Gabriel should have gotten a yellow for the 32nd minute or
Yeah,
something like
you're
that.
right.
Yeah.
You're right. Gabriel should have gotten a yellow. I thought
The
he did.
whole game, like, because I think we are compiling everything that's happened over like past 3 games or something like that. That penalty non-call and then Merino non-second yellow. The
What is
same
the
thing what
penalty
Avinash was
non-call?
telling you about. Yeah,
Which
Hinkapi
penalty?
hitting the. It's
How
not
is
a
that?
penalty.
Okay,
Sorry, the goal should have scraped
but
off. That's the argument.
help me understand this. Evan Nilsson was the player who tried to go for the ball. Hinkapi tried to go for the ball. Okay, Hinkapi's fallen down. Evan Nilsson is fallen down. Go and see the goal again. Before the ball goes to Gabriel for him to take a shot, Evan Nilsson's already up. He knows it's not a foul. Like both went for it, both missed. Simple. I
Sure.
will.
No,
stands
both
on top of
missed.
it.
There's only one player who kicked the other player. That's Hincapie kicked Evanson. That's all.
Correct. So if it was really a foul, if it was really something, you wouldn't get up like Undertaker within like half a second,
Come on,
right?
foul is a foul. They're trying to defend to save the goal there. So they would not
Fair enough.
let some
That
random
was also
call get
checked,
away.
right?
Yeah,
It was also checked. It's not like the referee just said, "Oh yeah, screw it. I'm going to favor Arsenal."
sure.
It was
That's the whole
checked.
point, right? So what is the point of checking? Just like today's Wirtz goal. What is the point of checking? Yeah.
The point being, if there is a difference, right? So when you try to go for a ball and you kick a player, right? That is subjective as to what your intention was. Here
No,
in an offside, how is this?
no,
How is
I
this
sincerely
subjective,
disagree
dude?
with that. It's
Okay, tell me
the
how it
game
is.
Everton game where Saliba kicked the other player. I forgot who the player was. That should have been a penalty, no matter what. I've
Who's
seen
that?
in La Liga every single time that's a
Who's
penalty.
that? Oh yeah, Everton game.
In
Okay,
Everton
sorry.
game.
I was thinking the
Yes.
Bournemouth game. Yeah.
In not just in La Liga. I've seen it in Premier League also. They
Fair
gave it.
enough. We also were punished last season against Brighton for against
Sure.
Joao Pedro. Fair enough.
That
Fair
kind of
enough.
shot
I'll give it
should
to
have
you.
been a penalty. The reason
Fair
why
enough.
the argument, at least what I understand from Avinash to try to defend him here, is that his argument is not about whether VAR is screwing up or not. So when Arsenal fans cry so much about PGMO is against us all this time, when the results go your way, you should still call that out. But you can't
Yeah,
say
but
at that point of time, you cannot bring back the oldest references that happened 3 seasons ago, saying that hey,
that's
this
literally
foul was
what
not
you
given
just
2 years
did, right?
ago.
That's
Huh?
literally what you just did, right? You said I've seen
What?
it in La Liga, I've seen it in previous
Yeah,
seasons.
that's a
You just
foul.
said it.
Foul is a foul.
Same thing
That
when I'm
gives
saying, right? It wasn't given, it wasn't given. Simple.
just,
So
just because
the
2
end
years
argument
ago
here.
somebody made a
Hold on,
mistake,
hold
that
on.
doesn't mean that you're going to let something else go now, right?
Let's call a spade, right?
Yeah.
I will agree with you 1000% that the refereeing standards are absolutely abysmal. There is no two ways around it. The reason why Arsenal fans keep crying about this is for some reason, last season more than anything else, we saw a lot of decisions go against us. I'll give you another example, okay? If you remember the first half against Aston Villa, right? Emiliano Martinez kept hold of the ball without restarting play for like 15 minutes or something. He didn't get a single card. David Raya took 9 seconds to restart a thing and he got a card. What the fuck? Why? Like, keep
It
it
depends
consistent,
on
no?
it depends
You
on
can't
what kind
depend.
of a referee you are, what kind of referee you are,
That's what.
what
The
kind of
point is there's a
enforcement
rule
you are
book.
planning to do.
Correct. Correct. That's what I'm saying. The consistency
Even
is
the
not there.
same thing, right? So it goes to the kicking the ball away after the
Dude, did you see
whistle is
Bernardo
blown.
Silva do that today?
I mean, that is not the same thing at all. Yeah.
Why? He fouled and
No,
then
no.
they were trying to take a free kick.
Before the referee even blew the whistle, he started kicking the ball away. He's trying to
You
clear
still
the ball.
can't kick the
That's all.
ball away. Point. That's a point. You can't do that.
Foul was not given before that. Yeah.
No, it was given and then he kicked the ball away.
No, he was already in motion. His intention was to clear the ball away, and he was already in motion to kick the ball, and then the whistle came through. It's not the same thing as what Trossard did at that point of time. It's not the same thing as what Rice did at that time.
Between
I'm not saying
Trossard
that they
doing
should have
that
been
was
second yellows.
microseconds. By the way,
No, I'm not saying
microseconds.
that they deserved yellows for that or
Okay.
being sent off for that, but they are completely different kinds of actions. It is normal.
Point
Even
being,
now, I've seen it in every single league there. People keep kicking the ball away. People just give it away.
that's
And
what I'm
they
saying.
try to enforce
Trossard,
only
Trossard
then,
wasn't. That's what I'm saying.
and then
So
let it go.
Trossard was given a card microseconds after the whistle blew. That guy literally is in a swing of his feet. He had to kick the ball. You given him a card. But here, last season, I saw so many times. Tottenham did it. Man City did it. Like so many players did it, and I was like, "What is happening?" Which is why
Yeah.
Arsenal fans cry, right?
The-
Like we
let
want
me
to see consistency.
let me give you another point there. The kick from Trossard was not to clean the ball away, clear the ball away, push
He's
the ball
in
away.
frustration. Yeah.
He was frustrated. That is not allowed. That is the issue. Showing frustration by kicking the ball away is disrespectful to the referee. That's how they deem
I
it.
see.
That's what they do.
You're a useless piece of shit. Why can't I show? Like, why can't I be angry?
You can be angry, but you cannot yell at the referee. You cannot show frustration by kicking the ball away. That's all. That's what. Those
You
are the
can't
rules
yell at
they
the
manage
referee.
it.
The rule book for this season was the fact that you as a team cannot go and crowd a referee and shout at whatever decision doesn't go your way. Every match I see Bernardo Silva, Haaland, this one 8 fellows will go and crowd the referee and nothing happens to them, by the way. Nothing. Right? The one time Arsenal did at the start of the season, we got yellow. This is what I'm saying. This is why it gets irritating for me when people say Arsenal cry whenever it's convenient for them. No. It's because it's an unfair amount of decisions that we feel is going against us. We also want to be happy, bro. We have no inkling to be like, oh macha, I want to be irritated today. I need to be pissed off about things. Like no one wants that, right? They do that because you feel a sense of aggravation. It's like this: when you feel like you've done really well in an exam and the invigilator gives you 35, you're obviously going to get pissed, man. You've written the same answer as your neighbor. That fellow gets full marks, you get zero. Why? It's like that.
Okay, so that's exact false equivalency does not work.
Whatever
The
it is.
analogy does not work. Anyway,
Why not?
but moving on from there, so the whole point of what we were discussing in that whole chat was that it has been you were pretty vocal about Liverpool. They just that way. He's just giving it back to you when war is basically favoring you. When
Fair
it
enough.
is
Fair enough.
doing this,
Less than 24 hours later, we saw what happened. And the
yes.
worst thing is, despite VAR help, you can't win. That is the saddest, most pathetic thing I've seen in the world.
I don't think Avinash will disagree with you with that. Okay, let's go to
He ha-
Liverpool now.
He has no legs
as
to
we are
stand
here.
on right now to
Yeah,
disagree
yeah.
here. I am sorry, but if you say at least that we spent on VAR and we are winning, at least we won. Unlike a shameless club that can't even win. So, like, let's not go there.
Let's go. What is that? Is that the Wolves game or the
No, Wolves is
Leeds
over.
game?
Leeds and United. It's too early for me to get up and
No,
see
no,
that
no, no.
game
So
tomorrow.
Liverpool played Wolves
Fulham.
first, and then I believe they also played Leeds and drew at home for the first time. I think in forever, not scoring at home was like the
Without
record
scoring, yeah.
broken at that point of time. Leeds, they had, I don't know, so they just didn't even bother worrying about them scoring at all. Ekitike was like the only threat going forward, and every now and then he had like a couple of opportunities where he was like being very physical and trying to get something out. The only good thing that happened against the Leeds game was that somehow it probably is just Leeds. Liverpool did very good job in blocking the transitions, which they have failed to do in a long time. Even they failed to do that in Fulham game as well. Yeah, but this
I'm
was
sorry.
embarrassing to
I'm sorry.
not score against Leeds. Yeah.
Avinash will say, I found one Twitter account that will do this, or one fellow that will say this. I am not that stupid also to go and magnify something that one person says. Hundreds of people, I remember after the Leeds game, they were like, Gyökeres is so shit that he can only score against Leeds. Arsenal are so shit that they can only score 5 only against the kind of against Leeds. What did you do, boss? Like, explain to me what you did. You didn't even score. Forget winning. You didn't even score. At home, at Anfield, how bad is that? You spent $600 million to try and score goals. What are
600
you
million.
talking about? What
600
are you
million.
talking about?
My God.
Please.
This is why I'm like, when we say that okay, you're not defending the title. So okay, you can lose the title after spending money, and like rest of the teams have caught up to you, or like they're doing better this time, or you have injuries or something like that. But this has no other reasons other than managers' incompetence to do this bad. Like you thought that Salah was the problem. Clearly, he's not the problem at this point. He's not
He
even
was
there.
literally a savior.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. This season he did fail a lot of times, even when he came over from the bench.
He's been a superstar for 8 years, dude. Cut him some slack.
So all criticize Salah for saying that I think he should be dropped. So number one, he's not doing well. So why not just try something else? And he did try something else. What we saw was Frimpong on the wing. And if I'm being honest, Frimpong has been exciting and one of the few positive things, bombing in the wing, but he doesn't give anything final ball very cleanly. Maybe he could be improved, but Frimpong as the winger is not your
He's a
solution.
right back, man. He's a right back. You can't expect him to give pinpoint crosses. Not everyone's a Trent Alexander-Arnold also to begin with, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't think the blame lies there. And honestly, I don't even think it's not even like at this point, I don't even think it's the manager. Like now when I
else do
come
you
to
think?
think of it, no, like now when I actually come to think of it, right, I don't think that any of these players want this guy there around anymore. And at a certain level, I don't think they're playing for him. I think they're playing so that they don't get regarded as one of the worst defending champions in the history of the sport. And whatever performances are coming out because they have the quality in the squad. That's it.
No, wait. What are you saying? You're saying that they want to get the manager sacked?
Can you defend a 0-0 and a 2-2?
No. I'm not defending that. So I'm obviously on the board that Arne Slot is out of ideas at this point. So his substitutions don't work. His starting
My
lineup
thing
doesn't
was, I
work.
don't think he ever had any ideas, dude.
Sure, yeah. I mean, he did.
You had a
ride
generational
the
season last
coattails
season.
yeah.
Yeah, you rode on the coattails of an exquisite Jurgen Klopp squad. Salah had a campaign he's never going to have or never had in the past again. Trent was absolutely mind-blowing. Virgil van Dijk had the greatest season he's ever going to have as a player. I think it came down to that more than Arne Slot actually doing something. It is just at that point, it is just that,
Or he had
right?
very few things to do that he didn't have
Yeah,
to stress
whatever.
too
Yeah,
much.
it didn't. Yeah, by the time he had to make any change, I don't know. Anyway, I don't like tomorrow if Liverpool get relegated, won't change my life. But at the end of the day, I don't honestly believe that this guy was ever good enough. Yeah, great. He won the title. Very, very cool. Amazing to do it in their first season in English football. But this is where I feel like Arteta doesn't get enough praise that he should get because it is horrendous. It is I don't even know what the right word is, but it is so unforgivable that you win the title comfortably by 10, 11 points. Then you get all the players you wanted. You break two British records in one window. You go 5 points up after the first five games. By the way, no one seems to be talking about that anymore.
Yep, yep,
You
yep.
are 5 points ahead of the rest of the league after the first five games. And from there to now being 12 points behind the leaders, like, how are you even remotely justifying this?
I still
Like,
don't know how Slot is still there to begin with, but I think up until now he had escaped the criticism because of the drama that's been happening between him and Salah, and people took sides, obviously. And I don't think I'm on Salah's side per se. Like, what he did, we didn't get to discuss that anyway. But what he did should not have been done. But he is who he is because he does what he does, right?
I think
Salah is
I
Salah.
think he's earned whatever he's
Sure.
spoken. That's the only
Yeah.
thing, right? Like, for example, even McAllister yesterday or day before came out and said, "Hey, what's happening in the club is not right, but I'd rather not talk about it," which is kind of showing the fact that there are cracks. Even before Salah made the press release where he spoke about how he's unhappy, there was a video where it showed Virgil van Dijk telling the Liverpool press officer to let Salah talk, which effectively means this was somewhere planned somehow, and there is resentment across more than just Salah as a player. There are resentments that are happening across multiple players, and this is why I say I don't think they're playing for him anymore, and I think they're playing for the shirt, which credit to them they should be doing. Unlike in the past where people wanted to get rid of a manager, they didn't give a shit how bad they were and they kept losing.
The,
This is
the,
a refreshing change of pace.
as of now, there's only one of the core remaining. That is VVD. Allison, I wouldn't put him as like the core because Allison is pretty sensible. Even when I saw him talk, he's like, "Hey, these things should be within the dressing room. I'm not going to talk
Yeah.
about these things outside." So that's a sensible head. You would want that in your. So I think, let's say VVD leaves because of all the drama. Salah is probably on his way out. However the way they do it, I think Anislot might have 100% his team, and he would completely run out of excuses as he already did at this point over the last couple of games. I do not put the blame on anybody other than Anislot at this point
He's
for the
coming
last
up
two
with
games.
new reasons, man. What is this? Today is like teams get lucky and score unimaginable
Come on.
goals or something.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
like,
you
what are you doing?
scored the last minute goal. Don't forget that you did score the last minute goal, and then he scored one more last minute goal. That's how
Like,
it
it's
was.
your fault. You brought in a defender and you still gave Harry Reid like 20 yards of space for him to take a shot.
There was a 6 or 8 people line in the
Exactly.
box while this guy was taking the shot like freely.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Nobody's closing down. Yeah.
In fact, I actually feel bad for Allison because when they showed a replay of the goal from Allison's point of view, right? It's so unfortunate. Virgil van Dijk's already very tall and he's correctly in line
Behind
with
that.
the ball. So Allison did not see it up until it crossed Van Dijk.
Yeah.
And Van
Yeah.
Dijk's closer to Allison than he is to the
Allison.
ball.
Yes.
So it was like, oh my god,
Van
that
Dijk
is
was the
different
last
level bad
person
luck.
in that
No, there
in
was
that
some one or
defense.
two
Yeah.
more there. No, one or two more were there. Van Dijk was the person that was closest to the ball, but he was also, but at the same time, he was closer. He was closer to Allison than he was to the ball, but he was the closest to the ball.
Oh, he said.
Yeah, it
That's
was
so deep from your
hilarious,
hands.
dude. I was like, this is too much bad luck at this point.
Yeah. I mean,
Exactly, he blocked the view of the ball when he was kicking it.
it is only justice, man. So for the love of God, I do not understand how Word's goal still stood after the war review, and time again. So
Sorry.
there are only two things. So number one, the frame they show with the actual frame, like the photograph, that's probably not the time where the
The
ball was
ball was,
released.
yeah.
Yeah. So the frame which they picked was completely different, which for the war check. Or number two, the linesmen did a very bad job in actually keeping the lines parallel. This
I
this
was
is the
reading
only
somewhere.
reason I can see.
Though I was reading, I don't know how true this is, but I was reading somewhere that they typically give you about 5 centimeters of leeway because you can never be sure of the exact point where your foot is at the time when he touches the ball. I'm like, it's semi-automated, dumbass. Like, what? That doesn't even make sense.
No. So the semi-automation only works after you pick the frame.
Correct.
This is what, yeah.
So essentially, that excuse that some Liverpool fan gave on Twitter, I was like, garbage. You just coming up with random shit, knowing that this was offside, and you're justifying the fact that it was a goal.
Yeah.
Credit to you. It was a well taken shot. I will give words that much credit. But I was like, okay, when I saw that, I was like so desperate to message saying Liverpool. But then I was like, no, there is no point of this right now. There is no point.
Give clarity now. So give clarity with the actual photo instead of that semi-automated, because they're not allowed to use the semi-automated system for making decisions, by the way. So semi-automated system, it gives you the what do we say, the decision within 30 seconds. 30 seconds. They don't use that as of now. It's in a pilot program. They're only showing that frame after the people, the technicians or the VAR, the fourth umpire who's sitting there drawing the lines. They made the decision and then they put it over there.
That makes absolutely no sense, right? Like, why do you have it if you can't use it?
Oh, they are, again, so this has been tested in the World Cup, in the biggest stage of all time. And it led to one of the most consequential goals. Like the goal which goes into the third goal for Argentina was kept onside by Koundé's ass. Literally. And that frame of the semi-automated system showing Lautaro Martinez being onside because of Koundé's ass is like legendary online. And this is 2022, by the way. We are in 2026. La Liga has been using this semi-automated system, albeit some of the glitches happen here and there. But for the most part, the semi-automated system works very good. And it gives you the decision very quickly as well. And I don't know why PL is so late to it. And number two, after getting the system, it's the beginning of the season. It's not like middle of the season, you're trying out or something like that. No, you should have gone with it. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I don't know, whatever, man. It's just stupid at this point. It was so weird, okay? I was doing one of those hate watches on YouTube for the Liverpool game. Because we were taking time to come to the podcast, right? I was just like, okay, I have time to spend. I'll go do a hate watches. You know, one thing I realized, every Liverpool supporter who was doing like a live watch along, right? 4 or 5 of them were there in that video. All of them said, we've nicked it. We won it in the 96th minute. We won it. Not one fellow said, no, we've gone ahead in the 96th minute. No. Unanimously, every fellow, we won it. Yes.
What else do you expect? Nobody expects that, man.
No,
nobody expects a 98-minute screamer from the opposition team. After, like, usually the morale is down. Everything is like basically, it's gonna look like, okay, we've gone and like done it in the last minute. Yeah.
No, I mean, that's fine. But I'm just saying now with all these rules, right? It doesn't apply to this particular situation, but you can actually never be sure what is going to happen. Yeah, until the referee blows and the ticker stays at 1 or 2 or whatever that number has to be.
You even get the most random handball out of nowhere.
There'll be plays that happened like 18 passes behind, there'll be some foul. I was like, what is this?
We would be playing volleyball, yeah.
Something new will come up. You never know. And that too with how many late goals are happening this season. Hey, until the referee blows the whistle, it's just tension, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, let's come to the big game.
We should talk about Manchester United. And you wanted to discuss Amorim's press conference.
At this point, you know he's out. You just know he's gone. You can't openly come out in the press conference and say, I'm a manager, I'm not a coach, and I will leave at the end of next season. I doubt you'll survive January, dude, at this point.
Okay. This is my question to all United fans. Okay, so whoever watches this, what are you seeing in Amorim now, suddenly, to say Amorim out, that you didn't see when you finished 15th last season or lost that Grimsby or whatever that fourth tier football team in the cup tie, or every game they played, they kept setting some weird ass record. Like, oh, this is the least amount of points. They never won 2 consecutive games. We're back. Like, he's in the 5th position right now. And albeit not comfortably, but still, he's still in the top 6.
Top 5 to 14 is just separated by 4 points or something. It's madness.
Sure. Whatever it is, like, you're going to have to be there, right? So I'm saying that, yes, this is the same manager, probably even worse tactics, worse results in the beginning of the season and even in the end of the last season. So what changed? Why are you so suddenly Amorim out?
I think one of my United friends, and like my brother also is a United fan, so he keeps telling me the reason why people were like Amorim in last season was only purely because of the fact that it was his first season in English football. They were like, I need to stop, like, United needs to stop doing this shit where they keep firing every manager every 6 to 8 months and have a manager bear with the results, give him a window or two to get his players in, and then figure out where he stands. That gives you a chance at continuity. And the argument that United fans have is look at Arsenal, look at Arteta, doesn't win for 6 seasons, still has a job, luckiest manager in the world. No, there is a reason why he's in the job because there is consistent improvement that we are seeing from this squad. In your case, your meaning United's case, it is consistent. Like you're consistently becoming worse. It's just like I
Manager
don't
after
think
manager, season after
forget
season.
manager game after game, it's becoming worse. It's not even like I'm not even talking about season level now. I'm talking about game level. I don't think like I remember I was in a bar in Santa Barbara to watch Aston Villa Arsenal, and in the same bar they were also playing United and Wolves. After Wolves equalized, I was like guarantee United is not winning this. That's how much confidence I have in this manager. That's how much confidence I have in this squad. And by the way, Wolves scored in the 43rd or 44th minute in that game. I was like, there is no way United are doing jack shit after this because that is not a team that has the cojones to go and fight and win a game.
Nothing.
Just not the team.
Even this game, you're playing against Leeds, and there were 2 attacking players in the entire lineup. That is Cunha and Shesko. I'll give you the lineup. Shaw, Martinez, Heaven, Lemons the keeper, Yoro, Ugarte, Casemiro, Dallo, Dorgu, Shesko, Cunha. Other than Shesko and Cunha, every single person either a central defending midfielder or a full bow.
Dallo was playing right wing?
Dallo
Right
is playing
midfield.
right wing, yes, right? I mean, it's the
Yeah, okay, whatever.
the edge
So,
of the diamond, whatever the way they play it, yeah.
dude, he's so bad. Why does he keep playing every
Who
game?
is good? Why is Ugarte even there? Why is
Ugarte
Ugarte seeing
is
any
such a
minutes? Why
bad
is
player.
he's making Casemiro bad by just being on the pitch, just breathing the same air? That's how it is.
He's pathetic. Oh my
Yeah,
God,
so
Ugarte. I cannot believe
Sesko had
how
a
bad he is.
nightmare of a game.
That's
Missed
not,
like
that's very
2 or
normal,
3
dude.
horrible
That's
chances.
very
I
normal.
mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what. So this is like a weird, contagious nonsense that spreads around this team every single time. Shaw, how many years they have been telling that Shaw is not the right guy? Even now, Maguire, like how much shit they've given Maguire. So if he comes back from the injury, I'm sure that he will be
He
in
will start.
the starting lineup
But to be honest
immediately.
with you, he has heart, so you can't drop him.
Yes, yeah.
You
He
can't.
gives 100%. Albeit he
Oh,
makes some
he makes
horrible
a lot of
but still,
mistakes, but he
yeah,
gives you 100% in the game. He's like
yeah.
the Enzo Fernandez for Chelsea. He'll make mistakes, but he'll give you 100%.
He fights for the
Yeah, he
kit
fights
he's
for the
wearing,
badge. Yeah, yeah.
100%. I
100%.
do not think a single player here is actually interested in actually making the team better. All of them are just Casemiro at this point is on like retirement. He's like chilling, whatever
It's not
happens,
his fault,
I'm gonna
dude.
get
It's
paid.
not his
Yeah,
fault. If someone gives you the kind of money he's on right now, 350 grand a
exactly.
year, why would you say no? At the twilight of your career, why would you say no?
Yeah.
It's not
This
his fault.
is putting aside all the missed the horrible investments like Anthony the Goat or Sancho or any like who this guy the striker Rasmus Højlund. He's having a great time outside
He's
this
having a
again.
great time outside
Scott,
United. So
like you there was a plan to bring Scott McTominay back apparently. I was like, no, he's never coming back. He's never even breathing the same air as like anybody who ever is sitting in that dressing room.
dude, this is the worst rumor I heard, but in the last 2 days, I've seen at least 5 or 6 posts on Twitter saying United are bidding 40 million for Trent. Okay, I was like, why would Trent come here, dude? Like, what is this ridiculous rumor that you're spreading? Like, oh my
Why,
God. I was like, okay, no, Trent is not getting games at Real Madrid, so we should
he's
bring him
injured.
back
That's
home.
why he's not getting
Yeah,
games.
exactly. I was like, what is this? Like, use your heads, man. Like, at least make it believable, no?
The crisis that is at Madrid for fullbacks is unprecedented. You have no idea how bad the situation is at Madrid when it comes to their defensive players at this point. They
Yeah,
are
yeah.
playing Chouameni and Valverde as permanently in the back four.
Oh, it's like Soboslai playing right back.
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah,
And
I
he's,
know. I've noticed that.
imagine Soboslai, how good he is in the mid, just exactly like Valverde, how
Valverde
critical he
is
is in the
brilliant.
midfield. And he goes to the right back position. He gets beaten by every single person there.
Wait, today also he played, no? Right back,
Yeah.
Valverde. Yeah.
I mean, today they had a very good game.
No,
People
they
are
won
saying
5-1,
that
but still.
Mbappe not being there made the team better. But
Well,
I
when
don't know.
Gonzalo Garcia can score a hat trick, then why?
Yeah, I mean, so this is what's the issues. Mbappe's situation is kind of weird at this point. But again, this is a tangent. But he apparently has been playing with knee ligament pain, for a long time now.
Yeah.
And they made sure that, I mean, I think Mbappe is partly he's partly to blame for this. So he played Sevilla 90 minutes, and that stupid ass cup game against this lower tier team for 90 minutes, and they barely won it. That one. The only reason why he was playing these two games was to beat Ronaldo's record for the Madrid
I know.
in a single year. It's like,
Yeah.
what are your priorities? And
Yeah,
then he
stupid.
sat on the bench for the Manchester City game. Which do you think you should be prioritizing at this point, man? I'm sure that you will be in the
I
top
mean,
8 for Champions League, but that doesn't matter. There is a bigger game at play. You're a big game player. You really want to sit out? And now he's injured, by the way. There is a chance that he might play the Spanish Super Cup that happens
yeah.
in Saudi Arabia, like right now, like another week or so. But why?
No,
They
this
could
is
have
the
given him the
stupidity,
entire
right?
December off.
That's what I'm saying. So it's the lack of people management that should be questioned here rather than Mbappe. As a player, it's great that he wants to be part of the pitch, wants records, that hunger should be there. But Xabi Alonso has to take the blame there, right? Like he has to be like, no, shut the fuck up, it's it, you're not doing this. Right? Like I've got plans for much bigger games for you. You do what you want, jump upside down, I'm not giving you a chance to play. It should be that way. But anyway.
Again, it's the same stuff. I think at least Madrid can breathe a sigh of relief for once they had a decent game, in the sense that
It's
they were
very
not.
hot and
They
cold
were
with
not.
them, man.
It's not
Very,
even
very
hot and
hot.
cold. You should see them play in the league. No Madrid fan watching that game, watching them play, is happy about how they play. It does not matter.
Yeah,
They're just 4
understood.
points away or something like that. They
Yeah.
will win somehow or whatever the game.
I mean that.
They are just so
Sorry,
bad to watch. It's just
that
the way it
league
is.
is
Yeah.
not that league is not even competitive beyond Barcelona and Real Madrid because like
Sure.
you
Yeah,
look
I
at
mean,
Atletico Madrid, like they're just nowhere. Whatever, dude. Anyway, let's get back to the Premier League. I do want to talk about Chelsea and City, and I want to talk about this abomination of a player called Phil Foden. He was so bad. What sort of brain dead decision making was that today, man?
and he was not alone. Both
Jerky.
Cherky and for okay, all through the last 1.5 months, both of them have been phenomenal for Manchester City. They've been very good. The credit where it is due.
Jerky
Cherky
especially has
especially.
been really, really good. Yeah.
But I was like, why is Pep on his ass every single press conference? Where it's like whenever he asked like, hey, Cherky was beautiful. It's like, yeah, he gave the Rabona assist, but he was not good after that. I was like, I think something Pep
He
is
did that
seeing
with
which we are not
Bernardo
seeing.
Silva also.
Yeah, so it was very evident this game. He tries to be more, I don't know why, aesthetically pleasing while playing the game, or trying to do too many things or overcook too many things only for Twitter likes or like TikTok like compilations or something like that. Just play the simple things first. Those things will come.
The number of times they tried to pass, I think they
Yeah.
wanted to pass the ball into the goal for some reason today. And I don't think Chelsea players were bothered one bit because they were there in all the right places. Like every time City had the ball, you could see how irritated Bernardo Silva got, which gave me endless pleasure because that
How
rat
many
doesn't.
chances where he was completely left alone,
Yeah, no
begging
one
for the
passed him. Yeah.
ball?
They'll want to try and do something smart there. Today was a really good hate watch, by the way. It was really good
And
for.
it's unfortunate that they lost two of their centre
Yeah,
backs,
that's
and they also lost Nico Gonzalez last game. So their squad is getting thinner and thinner as the games go by. So this is not a good sign for
that's
Manchester
not a
City.
big deal for them. They'll go and buy now. You see, if by
Sure, but
tomorrow
it's not the
morning,
same thing, right?
wait. If by tomorrow morning they don't have a play, if they don't have a bid put in for Mark Gahey, I'll change my name. They
They
will.
already are interested, right? They were already
That's what
trying
they will
to.
put in a
Yeah,
formal offer very, very soon.
good. Yeah, that's how it
Yeah.
should be.
No,
So this is
fair enough. I'm just
the
saying the lack of strength on the bench is not any like it's never a concern for a club like City because well it's a state funded club, man. I'll buy whatever I want. And this whole rubbish that this Pep gave about I mean you see my bench, how can I compete with this bench? Who the fuck asked you to ask Semenyo to play against Arsenal? Like why did you have to wait for that? Like it
I
made
don't
no sense.
I don't think that was a Pep decision. I think that's
Whosoever it was.
100%. What's Iriola, whoever that is, the Bournemouth manager.
I
Yeah,
mean, see, I don't believe that to be true only because for a club like Bournemouth, getting 65 million for a player is a big deal. Okay, I don't think they would risk the fact that for them essentially it's a meaningless game, dude. They're like what 14th, 13th, 15th, whatever, right? This is a game they don't fully expect to win, even though they beat us last season. But this loss wouldn't be as compelling to them as maybe if it was a West Ham game or if it was a Leeds United game.
I mean,
So
even
I
if he
don't know
had
if
come, I
Areola,
don't think Semenyo would have played against
you could have
City, even
registered him
Chelsea
by.
anyway.
No, you could have registered him. You the
What is
the
the big
deadline
deal?
for registry was yesterday, so you didn't need to have kept him there. The
What
window
do you
started
mean?
on Jan 1st.
Yeah,
Yeah, so Jan 1st. Today's Jan 4th. You have enough
window
time to register a
started.
player.
Yeah,
Not starting. You could have placed him on the bench. He doesn't need to
no,
train.
that's okay. I don't think even if he had placed on the bench, what is the big deal? He's not going to come on and get any minutes in the
That
Chelsea
is
game when
their
they were like
problem. I'm
fighting for
just
that. Yeah.
saying. First of all, there was no rhyme or reason for you to have chilled out that much after scoring just one goal. You were
Seriously,
playing
man,
as
it's
if you
like
were playing 4-0 or something.
all through the game. If so, here's how the headlines would have been if Chelsea did not score that last minute equalizer. It's like City didn't even have to go into the second gear. They
Yeah.
had like a practice game. Chelsea didn't offer anything. This
To
was
be fair, that
bad
was
and
what
all
it
that
was
stuff.
in the first half.
Exactly. Even second half for the most part, like they just didn't do anything until Palmer was moved from the middle to the wings, where he actually played the way he was
Once
supposed to
Andre
be
Santos
playing.
came on to play, yeah. The start
Yes,
of the second half, that
they
was.
had more freedom.
Yeah.
Even then, they had so many chances. This is what Premier League is all about. So if you don't take those chances, it's over for you. And how many times they were on the other side? Like how many times you have
Pedro.
replayed that in your head where Son missing that chance, 100 million times. Yeah, you know what the like the stakes are at this point, and I think Haaland and Bernardo Silva would have been the most frustrated players there because
Mentality
they,
monsters, apparently. Rodri was saying, the mentality monsters. Fuck you, bastard. Son of a bitch. We are mentality monsters. We saw. Two games, you couldn't do shit. That too, how much crap City fans were giving us saying, oh, y'all couldn't even beat Sunderland. They just came up. We lost. We drew in the 96th minute. Y'all didn't score a goal.
yeah,
What is this
that
rubbish
was
that y'all
that's
talk?
actually a pretty good game though. City
Lovely
Sunderland game
game,
was very good.
but both teams should have won. I don't know how either. Like, I don't understand how neither team scored. But oh
City
my!
played a very good game. So did Sunderland. No, nothing to
But
take
you got to
away
give
from them.
credit to Sunderland because of how small
Yes.
they are compared to City.
Yeah, 100%.
But today,
What is their wages? What are their wages? What is the size of the club
it'll be less
to
than
to
less
be
than
there?
what
Yeah,
Haaland makes in a week.
pretty
Surely,
much.
maybe less
Yes.
than what
Yeah.
Haaland makes. But let's go back to today, right? This one thing I really liked about McFarlane today is the fact that he had the balls to take off Joao Pedro. He's so useless, man. When Liam Delap came, you could see how much he was troubling the defenders. Albeit they're not first choice defenders, but who gives a shit, right? Like
Sure, but his
City's problem.
presence.
His presence, his physicality, total English number 9 type he played.
Yes.
And you could see how much freedom, because he was pressing the defenders, you could see how much freedom the people around him had.
Yep. Yep.
With this Pedro net.
How many, dude? The
Dude, if
number
he was
of
not
times
playing,
the counter was neutralized by this guy from
dude,
the counter of their own team was neutralized. The tap ins that were missed. It's like, come on.
if he
How are you
was
even
not
starting the
playing
game?
for City, Chelsea would have won. No, I'm saying that correctly only. If Pedro Neto hadn't played for City today, Chelsea would have won.
Shit.
Fucking agent number 1 he was. He made me miss fucking Garnacho, dude, today. Like,
I
that's
know,
how
right?
poor he
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
I was like,
Even
what
Garnacho
is
is not
going?
this bad.
Oh, no, he would have converted that shot that
Yeah.
that Pedro
At least the
Neto
tap in
skied.
would have gone in. Yeah. And he
Yeah.
would have definitely tried to do a little bit of more in the enthusiasm. He would have
Every
gone ahead and given a cross or some stuff like that. Yeah.
time this bugger got the ball, they lost possession. I was like, what are you playing, dude? Like, why are you on the pitch for 90 minutes?
He was on. What happened to Bino Giddens? Where is this dude?
Jeremy Gittins, sir. At this point, he must have threatened the team management, dude. There is no reason why you don't play.
Oh my
Because
God. Yeah.
your ability to go past defenses is something that no other Chelsea winger can do right now. How you don't play every game, beyond me. How Pedro Neto's ahead of you in the starting line, I don't understand. Malo Gusto, another piece of junk. The number of times he got the ball and did nothing with it. It's like, why are you on the right? Go and sit on the left side that you were in. No, they
He was
had to
moved.
change. Yeah, I
He
know.
was
That's what they
moved.
had to go
Yeah.
and move him for no
Yeah.
reason. I was like, okay, Chempang would have been much, much better on the right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, God. But
Again,
that
this Chelsea
94th
team is
minute
weird,
goal.
man.
Yeah,
I do
they'll
not
turn
know.
up
I
against big
honestly do
clubs.
not know what to expect.
They'll turn up against all the big clubs.
It's
They'll
not.
somehow.
It's not even turning up, right? So at no point in the game they look like they're threatening, but at the same time, they randomly have something going on, and out of nowhere, something happens. It's always Enzo Fernandez at the end of it, also in the middle of the box.
I got so much respect for that guy, not because he gave us the 2 points, but dude, that level of determination to want to get something for your team when the rest of them are not really performing, you have to give him credit for that, man.
Yep.
It's
And
just
he's
insane
not
what
even the
he does.
guy who you would think that representing the Chelsea so much. Like
Oh, yeah.
you'd immediately think Reece James, Cole Palmer as like the faces of the club. Enzo lies like even between the midfield,
Reece,
Caicedo and Enzo,
sorry,
nobody rates Enzo so much. Yeah.
sorry, but Reece James should have at least had 3 yellow cards today,
No,
dude. How
how
he
they were just
escaped
playing
that,
double.
God knows. How he
Gusto,
escaped that, God
James,
knows.
and there's like a couple of other players who just randomly sliding around, just taking people's legs. Yeah.
Liam Delap pushing Kushner.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Into the board.
Proper shithousery that was. I was like, how is James on the field? But anyway,
Yeah.
whatever.
But
I was
it
so
was
happy
not a
today.
boring game. I liked it. I liked watching
First half
this
was a
game.
little sad. Second half was
First
definitely
half was
much
yeah.
better.
Yeah, I think
Definitely
Chelsea
much
opened it
better.
up. Like even City would not have expected a Chelsea like that in the first half. They were like taken aback. Like, wait, why is it like this one sided? And then second half, it's a little opened up, and both the teams tried to
I am
do a little
almost
bit better.
thinking if that is on purpose right now because the amount of lethargy City showed, right? It's weird, and if not for even that goal that Chelsea scored, Donnarumma actually saved it the first time. I'm like, how are you reaching that, dude? It's like what sort
He
of
has been actually
superhuman
pretty
ability?
good.
He's
Yep.
been amazing, dude.
Yeah,
Against
some of those
Sunderland,
saves are
especially.
crazy.
I'm very scared that dude will be the reason why City will get very far in the league. But anyway, but here's something I didn't understand. Okay, I think that the entire country or entire footballing fans, everyone knows Chelsea's biggest weakness is long throw in, headed into the center, something scrappy, and they'll get a goal. Bournemouth did that twice. Okay, Leeds did that. Everyone's doing that. What is City not understanding about that they could do that? And they had enough number of throw-ins that could have been considered dangerous.
No, they never do any throw-ins. They never throw.
That's
They
arrogance.
never do the long throw-ins at all.
Yeah, that's arrogance. That's just stupid. When you know you
I was
can
like,
win
this is
a
not the way
game,
we play. So okay, sure. Yeah.
sure, okay, then lose your 2 points. Who cares?
Yeah.
But
But
I
you
wanted to
have
get
a
your.
tactic, you should use it. Yeah.
I mean, it's not. You're not. It's part of the game, right? Use whatever advantage you can. But anyway, if you don't want to, then that's your problem. But do you think do you think City have legs for the remainder of the season, or is it going to be Villa, Arsenal?
I think I saw somebody saying the biggest, what do we say? The hurdle for Arsenal is themselves.
Yeah.
So
That I agree.
that is my concern at this point, more than
Yeah,
City actually,
doing anything.
City second half usually you do even the last season when they were bad and they lost a
They
lot of
did
ground,
come back.
their second half was excellent.
Yeah.
So I don't doubt that they're going to do better going forward, and this will be a wake up call as well. And it's still 6 points, so there is a chance that they'll come back. And if they for whatever reason, if they get it back to 3 points because Arsenal slipped up somewhere, it's just one game, and that is head to head.
Head
That's
to
enough
head,
for
yeah.
them to keep it going and go forward in there. But
At what
it's
point does a
yeah,
club feel comfortable against this City, dude?
you can't,
It's just so
That's the whole
weird,
point. Yeah,
dude.
yeah. That was Liverpool's living reality for
I
5 seasons,
But that
where
was a very different City, dude. That was City with literally half their players in their prime years of their life.
primes. Yep.
You, Aguero in his prime, Sane was in his prime,
Even
KDB
Sterling was
was
in
in
his.
his Sterling was in his prime, KDB was in his prime. They had everyone. RS for whatever second part of the 4 titles that they won, he was in his prime. You company was for whenever back in the day he was in his prime. I that's a very different city to this city. I don't feel I'm not scared about City, but I don't see that ruthlessness from them because a ruthless City would have not lost 4 points this week. That is for sure.
Sure, I agree. I mean, this is not. I think it has to do with players more than.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it's not nothing to do with Pep, but
Yeah, I have a. So this is what my issue is. So he has taken on a completely different set of tactics this time around. So he has gone to this weird Christmas tree looking formation. There's no winger for them
yeah,
until Doku steps into the field. Even when Doku steps into the field, it is a deliberate effort for him to stay on the wing. Usually, the actual tactic is that the left back Nico O'Reilly just goes onto the wing.
Overlaps, yeah.
Doku keeps going inside and inside. Doku, Foden, Cherky, all of them, they just the inside players right now playing in the half channels while the fullbacks are going this way. And I don't know. I don't know if it is working out for them with such a good winger like Doku. You're wasting his talent and the pace by forcing him to go inside. But who am I to say what Pep is doing wrong? But it is his problem to solve for. And the fact that there's nobody on the right side to do that. Savinho, he tried on the right, he tried on the left. It's average hit and miss every now and then.
Now we'll see what he does with Semenyo. But like how much ever
Semenyo is
you
also a left side, left winger. It's not a right
left.
winger, right?
I
Yeah.
understand, yeah. Still, Savinho plays on the left, or he was playing on the left. You have Doku. Now Marmoush was playing on the left. You've not heard. I've not heard
I
his
think
name only.
Marmoush, yeah,
He's
Marmoush
over.
will be sold. Yeah, he's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
Now you have
That's not as a
Semenyo
failed
coming in.
experiment. Yeah.
He's not really a failed experiment. That's what I'm trying to say. Last season he comes in January and still scores 9 goals or 8 goals.
I mean,
It isn't a failed experiment, but it's just he's not working out for them anymore. And
not
which is
for
what
their tactics at this point. Yeah.
whatever, right? Like you say, whatever you want, tactics, manager, whatever, right? But this is where I feel like even if you make fun of Liverpool with all their spending this season, they aren't that far off from City. Okay, yeah, they're like 8 points away. It is a big deal, yes. But how do you go against a manager that has the flexibility to say, I'll first buy Marmoush for 75 million. Oh, it didn't work out. Cool, I'll get Savinho. Oh, that didn't work out. Oh, cool, I have Doku. That didn't work out. Now I'll get Semenyo. Like, how do you compete with a manager that can do this? Like, it's just difficult. It's how do you compete with a team that can do this? It's
Yeah, I mean, it's easier said than done. Like, it's not also very easy to just keep going by player every now and then until you find that. It's not going to happen. The season is not going to wait for you. The teams are not going to wait for you. You're going to lose a lot of ground. And it is also spending money. So, whatever it is,
yeah,
they have
well,
to stay
spending money
within
is
those
not a
limits,
problem.
whatever the way they have to do. However, the way they are judged, it's up to them. Like, if they do something stupid, they're going to get penalized, whatever the hell, the way they adjudicate these things, it's beyond me at this point. I don't even understand those things anymore.
No,
But
that's what I'm
keeping
trying
all
to say,
that things
right?
aside, it's not easy for a manager to just keep going. Okay, let me look for a new player. Let me look for a new
Which is
player.
what he's
let me look
done.
for a new player. Yeah,
Easy or not, he's doing that.
That's the way. I mean, and I don't
My
think
point being, I don't think other managers are given have this kind of luxury to say, oh, I will try something out for 6 months, even if it costs 50, 70 million. If it doesn't work, I'll go get someone else. Which is what
I mean,
Pep is doing right now.
what did Liverpool do with Keita? What did Liverpool do with
How
Darwin
much did
Núñez?
Keita cost?
He was
Darwin
like
Núñez was
40
there for
million.
2 years,
Yeah,
dude.
35 to 40 million.
Núñez was there for 2 years.
Núñez there for 2 years because he had no other options to go anywhere. Not because they wanted to keep him. He barely played.
Well, he did play last season. What are you saying?
Sure, barely. Like it's just like a body in the pitch. That's all. He was not being there because he's
Dude, he's
making
the
the
reason
difference.
they beat Bournemouth like in the last minute because of him. He gave so many assists.
Sure, not so many assists. He was again. He's not what they wanted, and they paid 100 million for him. If
That
I
is
remember
fine.
correctly.
Correct. Yeah, that is fine. Again, this season, Liverpool spending is an anomaly. It has never happened before. It will never happen again. I don't think there's another 5-year term where Liverpool will go and be like, oh, I'll spend another 300 million to get. But that's not the case with the likes of Chelsea and City. Like they will
That's
get.
what I mean. So they went and sold Alvarez. They bought Alvarez for 35 and they sold him for like 90 million, something like that. 90,
Okay.
94 million. Just like that, they keep buying. They have a business model of selling high as well. Who would have thought
Yes.
Gabriel Jesus would give them like 45 million? I wouldn't have thought. Arsenal didn't pay that money. So that's the way it is. So they have money, they'll do whatever they have to do. So at this point, I am beyond all this nonsense. Arne Slot has no way of complaining saying that I do not have money.
No, I'm not.
It's
I'm
over.
not saying that they should. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that they should. But I'm saying it's a luxury that not a lot of managers can get.
No,
So,
I could say
for
the same thing.
example-
I could say the same thing for Arsenal. So
Look
the
at Arne
number of
Slot,
players
right?
without even winning, which manager has the luxury without winning a single trophy, which is meaningful trophy, has a spending bill of $1.2 billion?
Yeah, but that club is going. It was going nowhere. Like again, all credit to Pep. He wins. He gets his money and stuff. My point is slightly different. My point being now, let's take. I don't believe this because I still think words will come good. But you've been very vocal about the fact that Wirtz is not a good player, or at least hasn't worked out in Liverpool. Forget not a good player. I'm sure you think he's a good player otherwise.
Yes, yes.
Slot cannot go to the board now and say, "Give me another 70 million. I will replace Wirtz with someone else." They'll be like, "Please go home and eat your soup. We are not doing this." Right? But I'm just saying that luxury is not afforded to a lot of other managers.
No, so again, so
City have that luxury.
that is how you manage your relationship with your owners. Yeah. So how is that out of nowhere? You don't even need Eze, and you go because you buy that player simply because Eze called you
We
guys,
need
hey, can you
Eze.
do
We need
something?
Eze, dude.
He's sitting on the bench for how many ever times,
That's
bro?
fine. But who's
Please
another number
shut the
10?
fuck up.
Who's
Say
another
that.
number 10 for us?
Who is the number 10 now?
Odegaard.
Yes, that's it.
Yes, now he's fit, so he's playing. He's giving assists, so he's playing. We don't
Even
have a
when he was
backup.
not fit, Eze was not doing shit.
What are you talking about, man? Have you
Okay,
lost your mind? He
Okay.
literally he scored a hat trick against Tottenham. What do you mean leave? He did give an assist for the equalizer to Martinelli against City.
Eze
He
has
played
been
all the
roaming the
games.
bench for a long time now. So, and my point
Not
is that
long
if you,
time and all. Four matches.
yes, that's a long time in football world.
What is 4 matches happened in 2 weeks, man? How is
Sure.
that very bad?
If you did need a
In
number
the festive
10,
period.
if you did need a number 10, why weren't you going after Eze until Eze called you?
Huh? But until
If you
SA called,
did-
we did ask Crystal Palace. They accepted Tottenham's bid, so we were like, okay, done. And then he called and said, I don't want to go. Okay, bring me in. So we were like, okay, cool. We'll put a bid. What is there? I mean,
that's what-
there is at least 40% shithousery there. I will give you. Okay, the endless joy that you get by snatching a player that Tottenham wanted and getting just to antagonize them is just unparalleled. Okay,
No,
but
the thing is that you went and bought Havertz to play striker,
Huh?
half and half. You went
What
and
half
bought
and half?
Gyökeres. I don't know if you still want Havertz as your striker or not. So he has been good for some things. He has failed miserably at certain extents, but some of the critical
Yeah, he's
moments
been
he
good,
failed
man.
to deliver. Again, there were so many times where we all kept thinking a
Yeah,
striker, a
fair,
bare
fair.
minimum striker would have done a better job than Havertz at point of time.
Yeah.
And Havertz he can play different roles. He can be a winger, he can be a number 10, he can be in
Havertz
the
as a
striker
winger is
position, however the way he
horrible, man.
wants to play.
Havertz as a left wing would be terrible for us.
Sure.
Zero
He
pace.
did play. They keep experimenting with him.
No,
So
they move him. They are within the game. They move. Not like he doesn't start
you
on
played
left.
with Havertz, you played with Gabriel Jesus, it didn't work out. You played with Havertz, it didn't work out like 100%. And then you went and got a proper striker, Gyökeres, who doesn't even have a goal. So right now, if you do have a chance, you would go get another striker, I guess. Yeah.
No. They did ask Arteta if he's going to dip in, and he's like, I'm not doing anything now.
Sure. That's what. So
Can't.
every manager has their equation with, like, I don't think there is any manager who's more luxurious than Arteta.
Why?
Not winning a single trophy and having a $1.2 billion spending, that's nuts.
Why? We're showing
mean, that's
improvements
what
every year.
Sure. So if Arteta can
You are
demand
telling me-
1.2, if Arteta can demand a $1.2 billion spending without winning, Pep can actually have
I'm not.
anything he wants.
Oh no, I can by all means spend. Again, I'm not debating the fact that Pep is doing anything wrong. I'm not debating that.
No,
That's
I'm
their
saying
money.
that he's not the only luxurious. He's not the only one in that luxurious position. Pretty much,
It is a
nobody
luxury
gets a
when you can
$500 million spending bill in one season. How can you say that that's not luxurious?
It is, but I'm just
Having-
saying you can't do that every 6 months. Pep
Don't
has
do
the
it.
luxury.
You should. That's what I'm saying.
See,
Pep does not
Liverpool, how
have
they
these
spend-
crazy purchases.
That's
Every
I agree
time in
with
the
you.
thing, yeah.
You and I are saying kind of the same thing. I'm just saying that if an experiment fails for Pep, he has the ability to reset. Credit to him, he deserves it because he wins them titles year in year out. Credit to him where it's due. Okay. But that's not something other managers can be like, oh, this fellow failed. Oh, 6 months later, I'll go buy someone else.
Yes,
I'm not debating whether it's
every-
correct or right.
No.
Correct or
Again,
wrong.
every manager has their own different kinds of luxuries.
Fair enough. I get it. I
That's
get
all.
it.
Like-
I'm not debating whether it's correct or wrong or whatever.
Imagine
just saying.
telling Jurgen Klopp that you would get $600 million in one window. He would have been like, what a luxury.
Yeah, but so this is one thing I don't mean to criticize. I'm not criticizing, but I genuinely want to understand this, okay? But this whole notion that Klopp didn't spend is weird, man.
No, he spent, but he
He
spent
bought the world's most
after
expensive
fighting tooth
goalkeeper.
and nail for it.
I agree. He bought the world's most expensive goalkeeper at the time. He bought the most expensive defender at that time. Salah wasn't cheap back in 2017 at
He was
40
35,
million.
man. Come on. That was cheap.
It wasn't cheap, and
Yeah.
in where you said Gabriel Jesus at 45 is an expensive this thing. Now you're saying 35 is okay, is it? Yeah, in
What do you mean?
2017. What are you saying? Previously in the pod, you said
For
Gabriel
his
Jesus.
price, I would not have expected anybody buying Gabriel Jesus for 45.
Not today. I'm not talking about
No,
today.
no,
Like
even back
earlier in the
then,
pod.
bro. Come on, Gabriel Jesus was Gabriel Jesus. We knew what he's about. Yeah.
Okay, see, but again, at that point, Salah was not a proven entity in the Premier League.
Sure.
He was an unproven entity, right? I'm just saying this whole notion that Jurgen Klopp was a beggar, he didn't have money to spend is all wrong. He had his money, he got the players he wanted, and he made a fantastic team out of it. He's in fact, according to me, the unluckiest manager that ever walked around in the Premier League because for him, he had to go head to toe to toe with the greatest Premier League side that there is. It's just unlucky. You can't score 97 points and not win the league, right? But again, this whole notion that Jurgen Klopp didn't spend at all is all balls. He
No, no, no.
did.
So that's not what we are saying. Jurgen Klopp put that squad together in like a decade or something like that. Maybe 8 years or so. Yeah, he bought the bigger purchases he had were Allison and VVD. That happened. That is the only time where he had like a crazy amount of spending going on in one season. That too, Allison came in the summer, VVD came in the winter.
Winter, yeah. No. Again,
Yeah,
at the end of the day, you're talking about the fact that he didn't spend, right? I'm saying he spent.
I
Let's
think
let's call a
it is
spade a
the
spade.
it is the point that he showed with so many academy players and the smallest resources he had, and then they plugged
Agreed.
in the right players at the point of time. It was
Completely
not
agreed.
like okay, at that point of time, what City was doing was like okay, I want to buy some player, I'm going to go get that player. They're going to get that money because Pep has that relationship with them, and if they can manage the books, who's stopping him?
Let's not go into that. It's fine. How they cook the books, only everyone knows. Until they're categorically proven not guilty for whatever has happened in the 130 charges, it'll all be with an asterisk. Asterisk, rather.
Isn't
Sorry.
that already the case? They were given the statement saying that they were not guilty.
No, that was only for something else. There were some two sets of things that they were tied to.
Okay.
So the other one was there was one more for some 10 charges that they said not guilty, and then there's now another 115, and then after that there was another 12 or 15 more. Very weird what's happening with all of
At
that.
this point, you need to blame the league. This has nothing to do with City at this point.
1000%.
It's over.
1,000,000%. Because this is what I mean, this might be controversial, but I genuinely feel like they found evidence of malpractice. But if they actually go and tell it out, then the league's reputation is going to be looked upon badly. So I think they're trying to
No,
manage it in some way.
I don't believe that. I think if there is
It's-
some actual legit evidence for that, the clubs would make so much noise. It's not going to stand.
No,
I'm sure
that,
somebody will blow the whistle. Yeah.
the whole 115 charges also happened because of a whistleblower only. It's not like the league did anything,
Again,
right?
so charges are charges. They have the
No.
right to defend. They will see
Oh,
how they defend it
100%,
and see
dude.
it's even actually 115 are actually legit charges or not. We don't know anything
Whatever
about
it
it at
is.
this point.
Again, like in my opinion, for a team that was basically nowhere in English football, to then suddenly be like, boss, we are the in team in the world right now. All balls. All balls. Like the thing that what I've noticed, again, this is very tangential, but the Premier League were very fast to dish out points deductions for Nottingham Forest and Everton because they didn't believe that those were big enough clubs for it to have a material impact on the league. And with City, it is unfortunately really big right now. So, and they have enough resources to pour in on lawyers. So, I just don't think that the league is prepared to do that, like kind of dish out that kind of this thing. But let's see. They were like because the outcome of the investigation was supposed to happen like end of 2024 or something.
September 2025 was judgment or something like that. They said
Some
nothing
shit
happened.
like that. Okay, nothing, no news, nothing. It just died. And I think at this point, the Premier League is just hoping everyone forgets it, just moves on. Just not
I
worry about
think
it.
another conspiracy is that just divert them with war
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
conspiracy.
I was like, the next one will be, yeah, let's make VAR really bad. People talk about this and not about City or something.
I mean, they did forget. Yes, like, right now the biggest concern at this point is officiating. Yeah? Nobody cares about City 115.
Yeah. At this point, you just have to be like, okay, tell me what I can actually believe, what actually
No,
works.
so all this is banter. That's all at this point. Even from the Premier League itself, it's all just random banter. My recommendation is that as a neutral, I don't actually care what you do, how you get this money. It's beyond me. I don't care. Like it's the coaches job is to put together a good team. Has he put together a good team or not? It's done.
And
And
then you're
I
screwing up the
just judge
quality of the
the.
league, dude.
I mean,
There are only so
our
many clubs that can be bought by a state or like there
let it
are
be.
clubs you can have now. And then football will always be the fact that City will continue to win all points of time, and the likes of I don't know Bournemouth will always be like 15th in the table. It kills the integrity of the sport altogether, right? Like it
Yeah,
just doesn't make sense.
it is up to the people who are managing the league. I'm not going to deal with all this nonsense until there is some action done by the league. So I'm
That's the
not going to
point.
take it on me to judge a team
That is okay. That's
based on
up to you.
okay, this is not fair,
That's
that's
what I'm
not fair.
saying,
I'm not
right?
going to count their titles or some shit
That's
like that.
just
Yeah,
completely up to you. That's your perspective and all. But at the end of the day, you would if there is a true evidence of truth in this, I want that to come out because you want to be able to know that you can trust a sport, you can trust a league, you can. I mean, at the end of the day, I might not contribute a lot to Premier League football in terms of monetary benefits, right? Or maybe I am whatever menial subscriptions I pay for. But at the end of the day, I invest my time, I invest my energy, I invest my feelings into the sport, and I want that integrity to be maintained because otherwise it was meaningless. If
I agree.
everything
Yeah.
is like, oh, yeah, okay, fine, cool, Sheikh Abdullah will come and buy Newcastle, Sheikh Abdullah will go and buy some other Man City, and only they'll keep fighting for title.
I mean,
I don't want that, man.
that's when what happens in the league. I don't think people who are sitting in the US, who are not even sitting in the country of the league where it is being played, we have nothing to look forward to other than just okay, something happened, just give us a judgment. I'm at the mercy of what the league does in order to punish the like whoever the malpractice practitioners or set new set of rules. Like for example, people had a lot of issues with Chelsea giving 8-year contracts. I was like, okay, is there a rule that you do not give an 8-year contract? It's like, no, okay. I don't think Chelsea did anything wrong at that point of time.
No, if you are
That's the
stupid
way I
enough to
see it.
sign
A
an
lot of
8-year
people,
contract as a player, you're an idiot. Like that's your problem,
that's
right?
what.
Like
So it is between the player and the clubs. Like, I don't even think league should restrict a
yeah,
specific
that I
number.
agree with you. Yeah, that I
Yeah,
agree with you.
so
It's just stupid.
it's
Like if
yeah.
you cannot back, like sometimes I don't want to do this because I don't think he's a very smart person, but Jamie Carragher wasn't wrong. You shouldn't be going to Chelsea or you shouldn't be going to a club that offers you an 8-year deal. Back yourself as a player, go play 4 years because at the end of 4 years, if you do well, your wages will be astronomical rather than tied down for another 4 years on probably the same type of wages.
Yeah, easy for
So,
Jamie Carragher to say after retiring.
fair enough. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, but he's not wrong. Right?
No,
Like
no, no.
you
So
would want to see yourself backed as a player. You want to see these people back themselves, put in the performance. Otherwise, like, what's the point, man? Oh, yes,
what
sure,
I mean
easy
is
money.
that is inconsiderate of him to think that no player should do this. Like if Jamie Carragher was there right
Wasn't,
now, if
yeah, I was
Chelsea
just going to
offered
say.
an 8-year like a buttload of money, I am sure that he would have gone.
Yeah,
He
fair
wouldn't have
enough.
said that integrity and bullshit like this. Now it's
Yeah, yeah, no,
easier
no,
to
fair.
sit on the other side of it to judge the players who they do the
Yeah,
like
yeah.
right now the competition it's crazy. The number of players that come out of the academy is crazy. The number of people who are vying for a specific role in the football is astronomical compared to what Jamie Carragher was doing at that point of time. And
Hmm.
the wages are also the same thing. Like you can't say that you're not going to be tempted by that bag, man. Come on.
No, if when players like John Duran at 22, 23 decide to go to Saudi because of the money, so like Oscar went to China. Yeah, I mean, albeit in an AC room, sitting down in a comfortable chair and saying things is easy. But again, he's not 100% wrong. You, as a fan, you want to see players back themselves, put themselves out there, because otherwise your incentive to perform goes away, right? And
That's
the
on you.
quality of
Yeah.
the league,
Yeah.
100% it's on the player.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as a fan, I would want them to earn the money that they're making. That's
And
how it
you
is.
as a club and as a fan of a club, you should also want the player to be in your team, not for the bag.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So
But
at
anyway,
that point, you get what you get, the circus that the Chelsea team is.
I can't believe that they went from being title contenders to now being 16 points behind us, man. 17 points
Every
behind
time,
us.
every time we little bit of praise we shower over Chelsea, and that's it. That's the end of it. We are the jinx.
That is one badly run football club.